Hello and welcome to an algebra tutorial video. And this particular video, we're going to talk about how to turn a point-slope form equation into slope-intercept form equation. It's awesome stuff, right? So here we go. We got a point-slope form equation here. We got y plus 6 is equal to -4 times x plus 7. And if you remember, point-slope form always fits this pattern, y minus y1 equals the slope m times x minus x1. And in point-slope form, we call it point-slope form because we know the slope, m. We can see that really easily in the equation. And we know a particular point. We have to use the x1 and y1 values of a specific point to be able to write a point-slope form equation. So there's my x1 value right there, and there's my y1 value right there. And in particular, we have this equation. Just knowing this pattern in this form, I can tell the slope for my equation on the right there is -4, right here. And it's using the point, an x value of -7 because it's x minus whatever x1 is. Since this is x plus 7, that means the negative sign changed it from subtraction to addition. So it's -7 for my x value and -6 for my y value. So there's the slope and there's the specific point that we use to write that equation. Now that's great, but we also have slope-intercept form, and there's times where slope-intercept form is actually a better equation to use. It's simpler, it's a little bit more, there's not the parentheses, there's less stuff there. So slope-intercept form is always in this form, y equals m times x plus b. So we still have the same m value, my slope, but instead of using a specific point, we're using my y-intercept. Well, it actually is a specific point, but it's not, it's a little bit more of a special point. We know the x value is 0, so we just use the y value to put the y-intercept in. All right, and this whole point of this video is how do I get it from that form into this form? Well, we've talked before earlier in this sequence of videos, a series of videos, about how to take any linear equation and put it into slope-intercept form. And what we did is you just take the equation, you simplify it, and you solve for y. So when I'm changing slope-intercept form, sorry, point-slope form, I need to rearrange it to get y by itself and get everything else on the other side of the equal sign all simplified up. So it's not so bad. We first start off, let's distribute my -4. Let's get rid of the parentheses that we have in point-slope form. So I'm going to distribute that -4. We see that it's -4 times x plus -4 times 7 is going to be -28. And I still have y plus 6 on the other side of the equal sign. There you go. It's a good first step. Just distribute. Next, I want to get y by itself. So I need to do the opposite of adding 6 to y. I need to subtract 6 from both sides. Y plus 6 minus 6 now just leaves y by itself, which is good. That's what I wanted. I'm feeling pretty happy about things. And now I got to combine like terms. -4x plus -28, but then minus 6. The -28 minus 6 gives me -4x plus -34. So there we go. So what do we see here? We see we have the same slope. My slope is -4, which if you're turning a point-slope form into slope-intercept form, it should have the same slope if it's the same line. So that's good. That's kind of a way to check your work. But now we can see that instead of using this point, -7, -6, we know the y-intercept is -34. So being able to be comfortable with slope-intercept form, and be comfortable with point-slope form, and being comfortable going back and forth and rearranging from one to the other, it's pretty important as you're heading into working with linear modeling, as you're trying to apply linear trends, linear equations to data and situations around us. It's important to be fluent going back and forth between these two different forms.